So, hey you guys, just to catch up a little bit on our 2003 Indian Chief motorcycle that we're going to be building from the frame up. I've been really tied up and with other projects. Life has sort of gotten in the way of me working on my Gilroy Chief rebuild. But anyway, I'm here today. So I've done a lot of research over the past couple of 3 weeks since we last talked, and I wanted to make sure that I had all the right parts to start rebuilding the front end, to install the triple tree, and to begin the rebuild process. So I've done a lot of research, and I have to tell you, in fact, I've already installed the triple tree, put the forks on, went over the torque values. So in other words, I sort of practiced. Then I took it all apart, as you can see with the parts here in front of me, earlier this morning, and thought I would go back to the beginning with you guys. So I decided the best thing to do is to make the frame what they call a rolling frame. So I need to get the front wheel on, the handlebar assembly, and I need to get the belt on, the swing arm, and the rear wheel. And if you can have a vision of that, it means basically I'd have the frame with 2 axles and 2 wheels and the handlebar, and the kickstand, just so I can move it around in the shop, get it on and off a lift when I need to. So I have the parts of the triple tree assembled here in front of me, and so these would be known as the sliders or the fork tube covers. A couple of slang names for these things. They might be called the cowbells or the beer cans. And true to the nature of the 02, 03 Power Plus bikes and the nature of the frame, everything is thick and rugged and beautifully chromed. So these are really quite heavy duty. From what I understand, the aftermarket ones are a much lesser quality, and they're actually a lot thinner. So I made sure that I did get some brand new fork sliders for the front end. The next thing I would explain is that there's 2 bearings. There's 2 bearings that actually go into the fork neck. Now I got grease on me. There's 2 bearings that actually go into the fork neck. There's a dust cover that covers the bearing on the top. Down below the dust cover is just actually the triple tree being pushed up. There's also a bearing race, if you will, or sort of a tapered cup. And the bearing race is what the bearing assembly, these tapered bearings, actually fit into. So I've packed them with a nice heavy duty axle grease, a bearing grease, and so I've had it together once already, and one of the bearings is actually on the lower part of the triple tree. As you can see, the dust cover is actually below it, so I wasn't going to uninstall that. But here we have what is the lower half of the triple tree. These are the clamps for the fork tubes that actually come up inside of them. This is the spanner nut, which has these indexing grooves in it, which actually goes on the spanner, the fork stem, which holds the triple tree in place. And then this actually becomes the top part of, am I looking at this backwards? Nope, that's right. This actually becomes the top part of the triple tree with the bolts to hold on the fork tubes. So this is basically it unassembled. What I've already gone ahead and done is to put on the handlebar clamps. So listen, you guys, all you guys with a Gilroy Chief are riding around without the lower part of the handlebar clamps chromed. They were only polished billet, which you already know dulls up, and no matter how many times you polish it, it goes back to being dull. So on all of my Chiefs, on all what apparently is, more than a few now, God help me, I have actually removed the lower part of the handlebar clamps, sent them out to my friend Guy in California, and I've had them re-chromed. It really adds to the look. If you're trying to make your bike a real showpiece and something that you're really proud of, you need to go back and chrome a lot of the parts that they didn't in '02 and '03. As always, my opinion. So anyway, these are the parts of the Triple Tree unassembled. So I just wanted to show them to you while they were not on the bike. My intention next is to do some footage after I have assembled this on the bike. You're going to have to bear with me. I'm by myself. My wife's actually holding the camera today, the camcorder. So I'm not used to taping and editing and doing this myself. I have a couple of buddies that usually come by and do it. But you know how busy people get in the summer, and I did not want to impress upon my friends. So I said to myself it was time that I figured out how to shoot, edit, record, and upload this to YouTube. So these next couple might be a little shaky, and I hope you'll forgive me for that. We don't have any rooms for outtakes or more than one take because I don't know how to edit yet. So if something stupid happens, it's staying in the video. Anyway, I'll be back with you in a few minutes to continue filming. So before I start to put these parts, this Triple Tree back together, I thought I'd give you guys a quick shot of the frame neck and exactly where the Triple Tree is going to be installed. Even though I know we've already gone over the frame before, I thought I'd give you a quick view of it just so you'd have a feel for, sort of what I'm up against here and where we're working. So in just a few minutes I'm going to start to reinstall this entire Triple Tree and begin to get this front end built. So, kind of really quick here, I'll sort of swing around and show you that you can see that I've got my manuals opened up, and there's tools sort of spread out everywhere, which I'm sure is the way most everybody works. I've got my notepads over here for things I need to get. Lots of new parts, every place in the shop stretched out. Over here on the motorcycle lift, I have my brand new, freshly powder coated swing arm, heavier than to beat the band. And then, I did something that I thought was going to be kind of cool. I had the battery box powder coated, sort of an old wagon red. Not for any reason. You're never going to see it, as we know that it's not something that shows. However, I thought when the seat came off and the side fairings came off, it would give the bike a little pizzazz and sort of make it different and stand out apart from the others. So if you guys will give me about a half hour here, I'll get this Triple Tree and this front end back in position and get it built, and I'll get back with you.